Yeah, bruv. Man ain't a no long thing. And it is always a pleasure to see the brothers on time. Yeah, and it's called for because this thing here is a special edition of The Fight Is Right, the post-fight breakdown of what was a very eventful evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me just start, as we always do, with those magical words. Dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down, come on down, come on down. No, how this thing set, yo. No, how this thing set. Big USYK Joshua 2 post-fight breakdown. And we got to be careful when we're saying breakdown because I ain't even mocking Anthony Joshua. But I think we saw a mental breakdown yesterday. And you know what? I want people to understand this. Rightly and deservedly so. Here is a young man, Tun, by your own admissions yesterday, who's carrying a lot of weight on his shoulders, you know. A lot of weight. Now, I ain't even sitting down to say I'm looking into the man's business, like on how much money he's earned from what he hasn't earned, yeah? But just the fact that he is a global icon, because you can go anywhere in the world, right? And you're gonna know who this youth is. Anywhere in the world. You know what I mean? More so could you imagine? Thank you very much, Bobby Wright, for the 449. Let's go, Bobby Wright. Big up
Bobby Wright start the thing, the Snapchat thing straight away. Straight away. Right? Go on, carry on, Spencer.
Right? And there's a lot on the young man's shoulders. There's a lot of anticipation. There's a lot of envy. There's a lot of bad mind. There's a lot of jealousy. There is a lot of, you know what I mean? Oh, but why is it him? Because God decided to blow breeze on him. Right? Now, I've known Anthony Joshua before. Nobody knew you. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, when Anthony Joshua met me, he was gassed to meet me. Right? So I've known him for a long time, and through the grace of God, we've kept that relationship. Right? So that relationship of myself and Anthony Joshua goes back to 2009. It's a long while, isn't it? Right? I remember speaking to him. I remember seeing him at a Frank Warren show. Remember, he was around a lot of Frank Warren shows, you know. So I remember he was at George Groves. He was at George Groves versus Paul Smith when Paul Smith got broke up. Right?
He was at Billy Joe Eubanks as well.
Yeah, he was at that. But he was at that fight. And everybody at that time who was around him was like, yeah, he's most probably going to go with Frank because Frank used to have him at every show. But I've noticed like enough men do that. Frank does that a lot because I remember back in the day, Audley Harrison was around Frank, a lot of Frank Warren shows. And everyone thought, wow, Audley's going to go with Frank Warren. He didn't go with him, right? So, and I remember seeing him and like we was talking. He said, yeah, Unks, take my number, blah, blah, blah. And from then, the kids never changed his phone number. It's the same phone number. From then. You know what I mean? So he's been that guy where he wants to be Mr. Accessible. He wants to be he's that guy. You go speak to the guys who work in his camp. Like AJ's a man. If he goes out and there's 100 people who want his autograph, he's gonna stay there and make sure 100 people get his autograph. You know what I mean? 1,000 people in his selfie. He's gonna make sure that 1,000, if not 999 people get a selfie with him. That is the type of guy that he is. But you also know that when you're doing that, it's good energy that you're receiving, but it's also zapping to the body. It's zapping. Man, it's zapping, bro. It's zapping. Right?
Cool, the thing.
Right? So when we're seeing him now, yeah, that's a big boy jacket that Tunde's got. Because Tunde got me one of them as well. Anyway, right? So when you're seeing a man that is being so accessible and is also trying to be the anti-road man, right?
Well, he word that last name.
I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that, right? He's trying to be this anti-road man. He's trying to do everything to be appeasing to every facet. You know what I mean? To be to corporate Great Britain, he's that face. Well, we can bring things. You know why? Because I'm going to break it down. after boxing done, AJ still gonna earn money, you know?
Of course, he manages.
Right, okay. Before Anthony Joshua, the man that smashed it financially for a heavyweight in this country was David Haye. Anybody talk about David Haye again, Tunde?
Say that again, my man.
Does anybody talk about David Haye again?
No, sir.
Right, and that's got a lot to do. That's got a lot to do with the antics of David Haye when he's holding up the Klitschko's head back. I'm gonna chop them up. That's got a lot to do with the antics of David Haye saying, "Bro, when I fight Ule Harrison, it's gonna be like a gang rape." That's to the antics of all of these things in the past, or like when certain man would go to David Haye. I'm not saying David Haye and change character, because I know David Haye and me and him is all love, but I'm just explaining to you. I remember when USYK would go up to David Haye. USYK got to David Haye and asked for an autograph, and David Haye would say, "Yeah, but you got to do 100 press-ups first." I remember all of these things. No, I remember all of these things.
No, he ain't saying that. He ain't saying that to me. I was
right.
in his face.
Right. So, right. So, Alexander Wilson, I'm always on time, even when I'm late. Right. So always all of these kind of things. Now,
why is it always come with that line there? Why is it good always come with that line there? Why is it people that's always late come with that line? When I'm late, I'm always on time. No, brother, you're not on time. If you're late, you're late.
What do you mean late for who? Are you good?
If you're late, you're late.
Are you good? Anyway.
Like bro, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to spin it. You're like one of them brothers. Oh, I'm late. Oh, it's good. God's timing. No, brother, you're late, fam. Just be on time.
No. Anyway.
When I'm late,
also, right. Habibi, what's that? Akaradi? Thank you very much. Loving the show and the expert knowledge from Uncle Tunde and Uncle Spencer. Please keep it up. Thank you very much, my brother, for the £20. Yes, you even get an orange sticker for that one, but big up yourself. I'm saying this, Tunde, right? Because I know you're going to interject. And we got a lot. And I'm going to speak to loads of people. This is what I'm saying is this. Anthony Joshua has sacrificed himself, right, for other guys trying to get into the sport to try and build. He sacrificed himself. But at the same time, and similarly to Frank Bruno, because there's a lot in essence to Frank Bruno to Anthony Joshua, even down to fighting style, right? Which we'll get to, right? Because I see.
Repeat that, Spencer. I don't catch that.
There's a lot in comparison between Anthony Joshua and Frank Bruno.
Okay.
Right? Because Frank Bruno was the darling of the British public. When Frank Bruno fought Mike Tyson, ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr. quoted him to be Britain's favourite son. Right? There's a lot of similarities between Frank Bruno and Anthony Joshua, but there's a lot of similarities between them and also in fighting style. Because last night I see Anthony Joshua, I think it was round 9, did the Frank Bruno. You know when Frank Bruno said, "Doof man in the back of the head to him."
Yeah, but he should have done that more.
He should have done it more. Right?
He should have done that more, but anyway, carry on.
Right. So I'm turning around saying that he sacrificed a lot because he could not actually be himself.
Yeah, but remember, Bruno had serious mental health issues at the end of his career, because in part, this goes back to what I was saying about don't hold the thing in. Let the thing out. Don't be trying to carry this thing because you're trying to appease anyone or trying to please anyone. And that's why that thing what AJ came out with yesterday, I was happy because you got to see the real him. One, all this image that he has been holding within himself for the last 10 years. And that's how long it's been. And that's why I keep commending this young man all the time. I'm saying, fam, people criticize him, but you don't know what this young man is. How many times have I said that on the show? You don't know what this young man is on his shoulders. So what he did yesterday was beautiful to me. You can call it MH, mental health, all you want. All I call it is letting go of all that stuff that he was holding inside to please others. He let it go. Bruv, Iron Man start chatting about bus case. Bro, it's a bus case. Man, when man was locked up. Bruv, I was like...
I hear all of that. But he wasn't the victor yesterday. for him to be giving a long Martin Luther King speech.
No.
No.
Stop right there. Stop right there. You say he wasn't the victor, but wasn't the victor to who? He was the victor to himself, because I keep saying this, withholding negative feelings in the body creates illness. Maybe if Frank Bruno had expressed himself mid-career, he would not end up in a nut house. Sorry to put it like that. But do you get what I'm saying? He may not have ended up in that way. He was so busy with pleasing others. He held that in, and in the end, he had a mental, what they call MH, a mental breakdown. Anthony Joshua last night let it go, fam. And I feel happy for the youth. I'm being honest with you. I feel happy for you. Yeah, it's upset a few people and everything like that. But listen, let me tell you something. 3-4 years after his career is done, no one don't care about him anyway. You just said, and I listened, you hear anyone calling David Hay? No business. It's all good when you're moving nicely, but when your time's over, you're just going to be left with the memories. And this is he did what he did yesterday, and now he can.
Tunde, let's big up Fight Fan TV. Thank you for the two.
Fight Fan. Oh, thank Gus.
Leon Edwards used roadman science last night.
We're gonna get to that, fam. We're gonna get to that.
No, we have to address it now. Leon Edwards broke up the little Nigerian man, a yard man, you know.
No, you're a joker. Bro, again, why are you bringing this thing into it for? Why are you bringing the yard? And I see Gus, Fight Fan TV. I see you put the Nigerian flag and the Yardman flag up on your post. I see that, fam. Don't try that one. You started again. But anyway, I see I'm getting messages already. I don't agree. I don't agree. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
Thank you very much, Miss Ringside, for the 449. He's human. At the end of the day, he's not about what he said. It was about is how he went about it. And the timing. He took Usyk's celebration and limelight. And let's right. And let's she's right. She's right.
No. That's Miss Ringside. Let me just address that. It was Usyk's time. He should have been given that moment. But let me tell you something. It's called self. Self first, then others.
No, Tunde, that's called self. That's what it's called.
It's called what? Selfish. No. It's self first, then others.
But you see what Usyk said? Usyk said, Joshua's man them tried to troll him and tried to bad him up, right? And he just wanted to deal with them. And also, did you see when Usyk took the flag off of Joshua?
Again, he was thinking out of logic, but AJ was acting out of emotion. So it's two different ways of looking at things. What I'm saying is, yes, it was Usyk's time. Yes, he deserved that spotlight, and he will do because he's got the belts, he's got the victory, and he's got. But what I'm trying to say is that there is no right time to let your feelings show. It's just how you feel, fam. And at that moment,
it's bare planes flying over your house, isn't it?
Huh?
It's bare planes flying over your house, isn't it?
Yeah.
They drop some packages, right?
Planes. Yeah, at that moment in time, and people may agree with me, people may disagree with me. He just said, you know what, Chuck, I'm not hiding this thing no more. Bro, he told his dad, move out the way when he come out the ring. You see that?
Shouldn't have done that, though.
Dad, don't touch me. It's emotion, fam. The guy wants to win. And that's why I say Miss Ringside, she does have a valid point. It is about the timing, but you don't time these things. You don't time these things.
It's not planned.
It's like when you don't plan these things. It's like when Spencer and Gary never come on the thing. Bruv, I just let go. Let go.
But Tunde, it's because I don't want you to suffer from mental health problems. That's why I allow you.
Exactly.
No, but I don't want you to suffer from mental health issues unless you realize now, like, right, you know what? Spencer's thing was mash up for real. Because when you saw the hacking thing that was going on, it was a serious thing. Tunde, that alone, not being able to enter into your emails or to find out your certain businesses or all the rest of it, Tunde, that can give you mental health, you know.
Listen, mind mastery strategists, you're true, Tunde. I see it day in, day out. People pleasing and not being true to self causes a harboring of energy in the mind and body. This is a professional forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, psychotherapist or psychoanalysis. This is not even no easy person. My master strategy. She's wait, man.
I agree.
Thing day in, day out.
I agree. When I come on the show, I always eat my apple crumble. I don't want to hear no talk out of no one's mouth.
yeah, we done tell you stop eating the thing. But thank you very much for really buffering what I'm saying. You don't hold this thing in. There ain't no perfect timing. He let his emotions show because he didn't want to harbor that thing. He had been carrying this thing for 10 years, Spence.
Right.
It's not just now, you know, it's 10 years. The man won the Olympics.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. In
so
London.
For 10 years, you have to go to the barber shop, hear a man, AJ's a little fake. No, brother. The man trying to feed his family first. And all these things, it comes with the territory. It's like Floyd Mayweather.
Can you see that?
What that? What's that? I see that look like Conan the Barbarian, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And Grace Jones, yeah? And it said, and it says, USYK taking Joshua for a nap. They're taking liberties.
Why? Why do we need to see that? We never needed to see that.
We did. And I'm gonna tell you why. No. I'm gonna tell you why.
We just totally interrupted and threw off my flow.
Sorry, my fault.
Let's carry on. But let's read some of this. Joshua's outburst was thank you very much. Eileen Kairi Matan, it looks like. She said Joshua's outburst was well overdue. People need to let the man just be. That's what I'm trying to say. Put the boxing to one side for a sec. Let's talk about the man himself. Let's talk about what he's got. Because of AJ, certain man's getting £1 million paydays. Certain man's seeing more money in this thing than they've ever seen. AJ, the man who started the thing carries the cross. He has to bear the cross. And so it's all right, everyone profiting off of this young man, and then now want to start flinging stones at him because he let his feelings and his emotions show. No, brother. No. That little piece there, I'm saying I'm not totally agreeing with it, but I totally understand where he's coming from. Anyway, let's move on because there's bare talking points on this thing here. Man's talking about Leon Edwards was on smoke yesterday. I think Leon Edwards is the trainer or one of the trainers of the yard man that clap out the Niger man, as you wanted to show us. Leon Edwards
was a fighter. He was a fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I know his brother Paul Edwards is in Pro Bellum. Not Pro Bellum, is in let's see, the other one. The other Bellator. So I know his brother, but
let me hold on. I'm gonna address this as well because, bro, this got me mad. Tyrone Booth, and I'm gonna let you talk first before I talk because my mouth is gonna be pepper tonight. Tyrone Booth says, "Have either of you listened to Fraser Clark's last night calling out AJ's entourage? He was spot on. His team let him down." Now, Spence.
Tunde, I want you to address it straight. I ain't got time for me to fluff about and tell you what happened in 1972.
Okay.
He thought blah, blah, blah.
Fraser Clark in no way can say I'm firing shots at him because if you look in last week's boxing news, they phoned me and asked me for the top prospects under 10 fights in this country. I said Joe Kadua, the middleweight, who's about to make his professional debut on Fight Raw and Stable. I said Adam Azim. I said Ben Whitaker, just because of the Marmite, he seems to relish the Marmite role, and he knows the game. I said Carl Davis, a young lad up north who is a light heavyweight, who probably people won't know because he's not on a TV platform yet. And then I said Fraser Clark. So I'm not, no way for what I'm about to say. This is, there's no attack on Fraser Clark. But let me ask you a question, Spencer. Who manages Fraser Clark?
258. 285.
Who is the head of 258 management?
Anthony Joshua.
Hold on. So you want to come on TV and start chatting about man's team let him down when this man is paying your money? This man has done the moves for you. This is what I'm trying to say about these brothers. Like, are you gonna be calling out a man on the thing, and this man is bringing you up? This man has given you a platform. Hold on, his entourage, his team. You are a part of the team. How comes you weren't out there? How comes you went out there? How comes if you care about Anthony Joshua so much, well, you must do because you're part of his management team. Why didn't you take yourself Saudi Arabia, and why didn't you stop him from doing what he did? This is what I'm trying to say about you, brothers. That's what I'm saying. You got to be careful who you're rolling with. You got to be careful who you're rolling with, because man who said they're rolling with you is actually the man that's stabbing you in your back. Bro, these brothers, that's what I was saying. I got to mind my mouth this evening. Bro, he shouldn't have said that. No, AJ shouldn't have done that, but you shouldn't have said that live on TV. You shouldn't have said that.
And I apologize. To to everybody, but
Why are you apologizing for? Don't start no brown nosing thing on this thing here. What are you apologizing for? Don't apologize for me, fam.
He's looking for work, bro. He's looking for work. Yeah, well, I quite like Fraser Clark, to tell you the truth.
Bro, you're talking about his team let him down, but you are on his team, fam. You're supposed to show the love.
All right, then, when he took the belts, the Ring Magazine belt,
yeah,
the WBA belt, and dashed them out onto the floor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And dashed them out onto the floor.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And then when he went to go and fight USYK people, then
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, he went to fight USYK people. And Benga had to use all of his pounded yam He-Man shrimp to hold him, to say, no, cuz, not today. You had to hold him.
Well, the point I'm saying is that
let's address that point. Was he justified in doing that, Tun?
There was no justification. We can't make a real case other than to say that the young man was just acting out of emotion based on the fact that he wants to win. He wanted to win so bad. He approached USYK and said, bruv, you never beat me. I outskilled you. See? So he's in his own mind. He's in his own thinking. He believes in his own mind. He won the fight. And I said on the show the day before, there is so much riding on this fight for AJ. So much riding on the show. And so he just showed his emotion. Listen, at the end, you saw in the press conference, tears come to his eyes. Fam, man needs to start backing this you. Man needs to start backing this you. Like he's not human. He's a human being. The guy's got emotions. The guy is winning in life. I said it yesterday. Yeah, we will miss ringside. She says, can we discuss Garcia and Angel? Wagwan for the non-committal instructions on the night. But definitely. But what I was saying is, he's winning in life. Was it a better performance than the last one? It was. He trained better. He trained harder. And so we can build on that. The other stuff, what happened, was just pure emotion. Anyway, go ahead, Spence. Anyway, yeah, deal with that, what Miss Ringside said. She said, can we discuss Garcia and Angel while going for the non-committal instructions on the night? And I have to second that because I listened to the commentary for the first time yesterday over to this afternoon. And I kept hearing Fernandez and Garcia say, you're winning. You're winning. Beautiful round, champ. Beautiful round, champ. And in my eyes, from what I see, they weren't winning nothing. And that the fight. So, what do you think about that, Spence?
What's the thing? You know what? I was speaking. Who I spoke to? I spoke to Richard Poxon because I was doing the round scoring and that, and then people.
I just saw Richard Poxon in this thing.
Huh?
Richard, I thought I just saw Richard Poxon come up on the live.
Yeah, because I sent him a link.
Yeah.
Go click him.
Yeah, he's there. Let me bring in the big man himself.
Gary put Richard in the middle.
Yeah, he's on, but he's in the dark, mate. Richard, what, you pay the electricity bill? What's going on? Rich. All right, it'll come back. Sort out the Wi-Fi and Rich. Anyway, go ahead, Spence.
Yeah. I'm saying this to I have to apologize because I thought it was Angel. Here we go.
Here we go. Glasses. That means Richard's coming for smoke because you know Richard ain't on. Richard ain't no jolting. He's always talking the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Fight Is Right. The one, the only, Mister. We're gonna start calling you Sir soon, Richard Poxton.
He's calling me that, man.
Oh, we can hear you now. Right, Richard. We've spoken off air, and we just want to address, like, we're dealing with this new age boxing. And if people don't know, Richard trained former world champion Clinton Woods when he became the IBF world light heavyweight champion. He trained quite a few British and Commonwealth champions. He worked with quite a few fighters as a matchmaker. You know what I mean? Richard's been there and done it all. Now, this is what I'm saying. I've known Richard for many a year, right? Now, it seems like we're having this new age boxing. Now, somebody just asked us about the relationship between Anthony Joshua, Angel Fernandez, and Robert Garcia. What are your thoughts on Angel Fernandez coming in? And I was surprised because when I was doing the Fight Is Right yesterday, fight along with Tunde, after Tunde does the fight in between the rounds for the minute, I do the breakdown. So, but I'm doing the scoring for pitch boxing as well. So I'm doing the scoring for pitch boxing. So I'm not actually looking at the screen at that time. I didn't know that it was Angel Fernandez that was the man in the ring as the head trainer.
Ultimately, Spen, who are we to judge what's happening in that camp and who's doing what and who's saying what? Maybe they'd sorted it out between themselves earlier on that he's been with Fernandez longer, so he would have been a bit voice in corner. But I mean, you'd have thought if you're spending all that money bringing Garcia in, which you wouldn't think he'd be cheap, would you? I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a negative way. But he's not going to be cheap, is he? A boxer, a trainer of his caliber and experience.
Nope.
Total control at camp and the corner and sparring and everything, or were he brought in just to oversee things? And it was Fernandez. I honestly, I ain't got the answer. But yeah, I would say as you. I was surprised that he were the main man in the corner.
Well,
you know, you could argue. Sorry, I'm just getting attacked by my pup. You could argue that, you know, at the same time, credit where it's due, AJ boxed a lot better than I thought he would do. Do I think he were close to winning that fight? No. I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't think he were ever. I mean, listen, he shook him a couple of times, and I can't remember whether it were 8th or 9th, he nearly took him off his feet with, I think, a right hand, if you remember it late on in fight. But he was never in the control of the fight, but he made it competitive all the way through. How many people have boxed him and made it competitive?
That's facts.
There's not many, is there, who boxed Usyk and made it a competitive fight? No, AJ made it competitive.
Definitely. Spence?
Yeah, but what the thing is this, like, I've heard a story that you warned Robert McCracken about. I'm just being real. I don't care. I don't business to him, right? That you warned Robert McCracken when Angel Fernandez was brought into the camp. Like, you better be careful that he might take your job or something along that. I think it was Johnny Nelson or something like that. So can you just clear that up for me, please, mate?
Yeah, warning, because I wouldn't know Angel from Adam. I've never spent any time with him. But it was just when I remember him telling me that he'd started going to London and working with this new fella on pads who turned out to be Angel, and I just said, Robbie boy's got to be careful about situations like that because people aren't always happy just to be in background, especially in this Instagram age. People aren't always happy like we were 20 odd years ago, just to be in background doing pads or cuts or bandages and nobody knowing who you were. Everybody wants, and listen, I'm not saying Angel wants to be famous. I don't know the fella. But in this day and age where everybody comes in wanting to be famous, people aren't happy. People don't seem, on the whole, to be happy being in the background. So I remember just saying to Rob, you want to be really careful who we have in and out for this training camp, because it can end up causing chaos. Now, yes, I don't know, but Rob's not there anymore, is he? So,
well, what I have.
Oh, God, Spence.
No, go on.
I'm saying, like, what was your overall assessment of the fight? And I mean, let's cut to the chase. AJ's behavior after, because we've been having a bit of talk on the behavior. You know, justifiable, non-justifiable. Was he just showing his emotion? I mean, what do you think all that was about? You know, at the end of the fight.
Honestly, I don't know, and it stunned me when I saw it. So the first bit I saw, because I got some friends round and I was watching it with my missus and kids, it were like he seemed to be arguing with somebody, didn't he? I don't know, I couldn't work out if it were in crowd or in ring. He seemed to be arguing with somebody. Then I saw, like, you kind of see belts getting launched. Then he stormed out at ring and everybody follows him. And then all of a sudden he says, no, I'm going back to ring, gets in ring and grabs Mike. Now, you'd have thought or hoped, wouldn't you, that just one person in that big entourage he's got, just one person would have just said, just hang fire, mate. Let's just stand here and let's just take 10 deep breaths, decide what you want. Let's decide what we want to do.
Well, wouldn't you say that's partly down to the fact that, you know, AJ is such a cash cow, such a figure, that, and maybe he hasn't really got the people around him that can tell him, nah, you know what, let's forget that today. Let's stop that. Let's leave this man to enjoy his victory. Is it because AJ is such the man, such the presence, and that everyone or most people around him is just looking for a paycheck? We lost Richard there. Oh no,
Are we back?
Yeah, we're still there. Yeah.
Sorry, I've changed rooms. No, sorry, I don't know where I got cut off then, Tunde. I was just saying, you kind of saw him go, so you saw him like looking like you're having an argument with somebody. That's where my perception. You were arguing with somebody. I don't know if you were in the ring or in the crowd.
Yes.
Then belts get launched, which is never a great look anyway, is it, for anybody, whoever does it. Then he storms out at ring. Then he comes back into ring. And I don't know if I cut off before, but you'd have just thought in that meaty entourage full of people he's got, 258 management, and we work 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, and you'd have just thought somebody would have grabbed him, an older, calmer head, don't know if there is any, would have grabbed him and just said, let's just take half a dozen deep breaths. Just think about what you're going to do next. But they didn't, and I mean, that self-analysis he did on microphone, he just weren't justified to do it then. He just weren't justified. That was perhaps a press conference later on or his own video. But do it there and then. To grab the mic off USYK and go, give me the mic, I'm talking.
Yeah.
It weren't a great look. But listen, we all do, let's be honest. There's three of us on here. How many times have you done something stupid, Tunde? You wish you hadn't. How many times have I? Spencer, how many times have you?
Every day. To be honest with you. Every day.
At least every other day, me. I'll try and skip it.
Yeah. What could AJ have done differently in the fight? Do you think there was actually a way he could have won that fight? Did he do what most people expected him to do? Because from what I saw, people were before the fight saying, you know, it got to be aggressive. You got to go to the body. He done all of that. So was there anything more? But I feel there's more.
I always felt the chance Joshua had got of a chance was to catch him. And he did his best to try and catch him. And listen, people on Twitter and Instagram, oh, he's just got to do this and he's just got to put it on him. People like people used to say about Naz, weren't it? When Naz was smashing everybody to pieces, oh, you've just got to stand on his toes. Oh, you've just got to do this. It all sounds great on your keyboard, doesn't it? But doing it in real life is unfortunately somewhat different, isn't it? You know, it's not that easy. I think he did everything he could do. Yes. They had a game plan. They stuck to it. He were more aggressive and moved USYK round. But look, it might be a painful fact that nobody wants. some kids are just better than some other kids. It's sport.
What did I say yesterday? I said, bro, the guy's just better than him. You just have to accept the fact.
Wrong with that. It's just life.
It's just life. All right. What next for Anthony Joshua?
Him like Kennedy and going on about Johnny Nelson and Sky and DAZN and all this, that, and other, what he should and shouldn't do. The fella's come from, I don't mean he's come from nowhere in a negative connotation, Sunday. I just mean he started really late, didn't he? Got on to elite program. He's won Olympic gold. He must have earned himself a couple of £100 million. Does he want to keep getting punched in the head? You've been unified heavyweight champion at world. You know you're not going to beat Usyk. I mean, regardless of that split decision, I don't think that was a split decision fight, if I'm being honest. I don't know about you two.
Yeah,
no.
A split decision fight.
It is what it is.
And there's no disgrace. Listen, there's no disgrace to losing a majority decision against Usyk. You know, better people in future. Well, he's 35 now, but, you know, better people in future and good people in past have tried and all come up short. There's no disgrace to it. So it's just, if you've got that money in the bank, have you then got the motivation to start, not to start again, but does he want to box Dillian White? Does he want to box Derek Chisora? Does he want to have a trilogy with Andy Ruiz, or see what, you are terrible, Otis, see what Deontay Wilder's doing? I don't know. If he's made all that money, you know, he's got out fairly unscathed. Does he want to carry on? Oh, listen, that's a question only he can answer, innit? Has he got the will? And this isn't about television companies. Who cares what TV company he's being shown by? This is just a purely boxing one. If you were managed him, wouldn't you? And you were being selfless and not part, you know, not somebody just cheerleading and stood on gravy train, you'd say, come on, mate, you've made an absolute fortune, generational wealth for you, your kids, your grandkids and their kids and their kids. You've got great health. You can go on and do what you want, be an ambassador for UNICEF or do whatever you want in your community. And the game of life, you've won. So why carry on? I don't know.
That's a good point. Spence, before we let Rich go.
Yep, before we let you go, Miss Ringside, I want to get to you. But Alexander Wilson, thank you for your $5. He said, Richard, I have said that Clinton Woods is a top 10 UK fighter of the last 25 years. Some people disagree. What do you say?
The last how many years, sorry?
Oh, sorry. Alexander Wilson said, Richard, I said that Clinton Woods, former IBF light heavyweight champion of the world, is a top 10 UK fighter of the last 25 years. Some people disagree. What do you say?
Clinton is and was a bit of a throwback fighter. He came along when he won his title, it were really, you know, some kids, everything goes right, and some kids, everything always don't go right. He won his world title when Sky had split from Warren the first time, and they were giving dates out but not wanting to spend money and see how cheap they were getting stuff, and they were just a bit of a state of flux. But Clinton had got, you know, he just got a granite chin and a huge amount of determination. It were, you know, just maybe, you know, that Yorkshire spirit. He just got huge will, huge determination. He were a throwback fighter, and look, is he top 10? Is he top 10 in the last 25 years? Yeah, look, in terms of, sport's different now, Sven, isn't it? Somebody who were top 10 15 years ago would probably be top 2 now. Do you know where a lot of them go off, and you know all these Instagram fighters and that. You look at fighters at past. Look, these everybody in it. So you just Clinton were nobody had an easy night with Clinton when he were on it. He'd got a good variety of shots, very well schooled. He weren't stiff, stand-up European. When I worked with him, we tried to get away for that and get a bit more fluid, which he did really well in the fights with Ian Gonzalez and stuff like that. But no, he were all heart and all will and determination. And that's not to say he weren't skilled, he was. But I mean, you know Clinton Spen, you've spent time with him, I'm sure, down at college in London and stuff. He were a tough fella.
Very tough guy. Good fighter.
Rich,
very
fighter anyway. You know, there ain't that many of them kids about nowadays, is there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Game change.
Rich, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thanks for answering a few questions.
Has anyone typed on and written in what's Poxon, what is up with Poxon's doc?
Nah.
What has happened to what is up with that maniac animal he's got?
Yeah, nah, we're all good. And it's been
So
great.
what did you think? Do you think he could have done anything different other than catching him with one big shot that
No,
would have
I just
turned it?
think that, I mean, when the fight was going on and we got to round 6, 7, 8, I said, this is what we wanted from the start.
Yeah.
So it's like he finished the fight and we should have started it. And by his own admissions, he said he's not a 12-round fighter. He said it. He took the mic. He said, I'm not a 12-round fighter. I'm a 17-stone guy. So my thinking is, if you know that, we know it's easier said than done, then maybe he just should have pushed. And this is where the mental aspect came into it. You know, a person knows when they can and can't do something. And again, that shows volumes and how good USYK is. That
Tunde, how many of these kids have we seen on Twitter and forums? Oh, he's just got to fly at him and put it on him. Yeah, you can do that, but you know when he's done it half a dozen times and then got countered, it doesn't seem such a good idea to fly at somebody, and then everything changes. But yeah, he could have tried to put it on him more, but could he have got could that have made USYK put his foot on gas and step through it and go through gears and try and hurt him? I think he did, and it's no disrespect. I think he did about as well as he could have done. There's no shame in that defeat at all.
None at all.
None.
Rich, listen, mate. I'll let you get back to your dog.
I'm gonna go and zap him.
Thank you.
Good to see you, fellas.
All right,
take care. God bless. See you later. God bless. Bye.
All right, people. Richard.
Big up Richard
Podson. Listen, I want to get back into the proper talk thing because there's so many people. Anyway, I got to read out these Snapchats because people are going to be complaining that they Snapchats and they ain't read. All right, so let's say thank you for the £10 P, and we're going to answer them, but let's just read them out. He said Fury is grounded in his family, whilst AJ has been grounded in corporate and yes men. They created a bubble for him the last 10 years, which can't be good for mental health. We're going to note that down, Spence, because we're going to touch on that.
Yep, I have done.
Second one.
Very good question there, Pete.
From Ikramuddin Zwain. Thank you for the $5. He said, Salam alaikum, men. If those body shots in round 2 and the other rounds were low blows, why didn't the ref warn Joshua or take a point? He let him recover. Another great point we'll talk about. More Snapchats. Hold on, let me see. I'm scrolling because I know there's more. Quinn 40, thank you for the £5. He said the fight presser with AJ, first time we ever seen real emotion losing. With new team, I truly believe he will someday be 3 times. Respect. Again, we'll have to touch on that. Come on. But there's bare comments. Hold on. Miss Ringside, thank you for the 449 again. I think the penny dropped. He realized there is no rematch clause and he lost the belts. His emotions got the better of him and he said what he said. No rematch clause. Alexander Wilson, Richard.
We've done that one already.
You read that one. Big up Alexander Wilson. Thank you for the $5. Always supporting this show.
Always supporting.
Sugar Ray 29, he said, I think AJ did his best, and after the fight, he realized his best was not good enough. AJ is the modern day Frank Bruno, and Usyk the modern day Evander Holyfield. Many boxers have had a meltdown. It's come thick and thin. This thing's coming in. Old tight sticky. Thank you for the £10. He said there was no one at that moment to calm AJ down. He even dismissed his dad's efforts to calm him down. AJ's head was gone. Unfortunately, this was a case of heavy is the head that wears the crown. Man's busting. What's my boy's name? The dark skin youth. What's his name? The rapper, man, the MC. Bro.
The dark skin man?
Bro, come on, man.
Rick Ross.
Huh? No, man. Rick Ross, your old granddad.
Who does?
Rick Ross.
Oh, sorry, Stormzy.
Stormzy. About Rick Ross.
Not quoting that. Sorry, that quote is from Richard III from William Shakespeare. That's where the quote is actually from. Heavy is where's the right. But that's where Stormzy got it from. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is this, right?
Wait, man, it's Snapchat.
Oh, so more. My apologies.
Thank you for the £2. Clown behavior by AJ, karma and irony. All right, I hear that. I think there's one more. Alexander Wilson again. He said Robert Garcia's son, who is a trainer, said that AJ made a mistake in the 9th round and blew his load. He had no energy in the 10th, and USYK saw that. This is what I'm trying to say, brothers. You're the son anyway. I'm gonna address that. But so what you want him to do? So if he did, this is what I'm trying to say. If he didn't do that, then what? What were we there for? Then we're gonna be criticizing him that he never went for it.
We're not going for it.
See, this is what I'm trying to say. You're the son. Your dad just got a big piece. And you're coming here criticizing a man when the AJ brought your dad into this thing here. This is what I'm trying to say. That's what I said. Anyway.
And also, your dad, Robert Garcia, has never been in the corner of a man that's made £35 million.
Bruv. And you're chatting about he blew his load. Bruv, that's why we come down there with the man's them.
Thank you for the 449. AJ went from Robert McCracken to Robert Garcia. He needs to ditch the Roberts and get with Tunde and Spencer in his corner.
We're in the corner already.
But I hear what you're saying. And yes, I totally agree. If AJ wants to go do this thing, listen, man, there's certain he's got all of these men around him. Yeah? All these men around him, and none of them are not boxing people, right?
Yes. I'll read that thing, Spence.
What?
Say to the son.
Right, say to the son.
Yeah.
What's the father's game plan?
Yeah. You know what? I never said nothing, You know my eyes are sharp. I never said nothing. Go watch the weigh-in again. When AJ weighed in and come off the scale, the dad was like, oh, come on, let's take a picture. But AJ kind of turned. But I cut these things, star, because my eyes are sharp. So it was, bruv, go watch the weigh-in again. You have to see, I look for these intricacies.
Bruv.
These men were happy to be there. They weren't there to do the real thing. I know, and maybe I'm wrong. But
Tunde, you're not wrong.
Go watch it,
Tunde, listen to me. You are not wrong. Simple as that. Looking up to the hills, right? No, Tunde, you're not wrong. You're absolutely right. How about that?
Bruv, I know it's super chat. Snapchat is what I've named it. I'm not going by what these men call it. I give it my own name. It's called Snapchat. It's not super chat. It's Snapchat.
Right? Because straight standard. When Robert Garcia was there talking about, you know what? Yeah, but we're gonna knock him out in 3 rounds. Where was that ever implemented in the fight, or was that kidology?
But Spence, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what kind of upsets me sometimes, and this is why I urge AJ and other fighters, don't look over the things that me and Spencer speak about on this show prior to you fighting. You're in the hotel room night before the fight. You see the fight is right, come up on your suggestion. You just breeze and pass it. But if you actually watch what we're saying, what's gonna happen the following night? You would have had a heads up if you listened to the show, because everything to the T that we said on the show happened on Saturday night, Spencer.
Bro,
everything.
Bro, I'm saying
Alexander Wilson, Robert Garcia's son, was asked a question about the fight, and he didn't exactly say he blew his load, but he inferred it. He was very respectful with the ambush video. They were trying to bait him. Okay, thank you for clearing that up.
Cool. Thank you for clearing that up. But regardless of that, I'm still badging him up, because your dad made different P's. Like I'm saying to you, when you are big up Samuel Patel, Leon Edwards won the title last night because the trainer used the right motivational words. You are winning the fight. BS words. Nobody says you're winning in a street fight. Simple things. Go out there and go do your thing.
All right, let me just. There's something that's on my mind here.
Go on.
And I want to ask the question. I'm not saying that this is what I'm thinking, but when does the individual have to look at himself and stop looking on the outside?
I think, unfortunately, in this sport, Tunde, it's either going to be teamwork or it's going to be individualism. Now, your team has to represent you because you're the fighter. And without you, there is no team. Number one, right? So you got to be the boss of the team. All right, you want to be the boss of the team. But then also you know what me and Tunde get on? You know how much times I phone Tunde and start cussing? You know what I mean? And said, nah, you're an idiot. You know how many times me and Tunde stopped talking? To all 2 years, me and Tunde ain't spoken. That's real. You want real man around you. Idiot, yes man them. Because they're thinking, boy, if my man ain't bussing, because let's keep this thing real. The heights of where AJ's at, most of the man who around him are clutching at straws. Right? There's a few men around him that I refuse to say that they are around AJ for any true personal gains, but they're doing it for the love. I believe his cousin Benga's doing it for the love. I believe KD is doing it. I believe KD 1,000,000% is doing it for the love. Right?
Yes, you can feel that. You can feel
right?
that.
You can feel that. Tun, the rest of the man them, I can't vouch for none of them. I'm just keeping this thing 100. So if that is the case, and them man are your real man, Benga, you know, boxing, little historian, you know, Benga, I rate him. Why is not Benga in your corner?
Yes.
Why is Benga not in your corner? Even if Benga is your spit bucket man. But
Yes.
Benga in your corner just say, come on, cuz man. They've got to dig deep in this thing. You got this King Angel Fernandez man there who come in boxing last week. You know what I mean? You got Robert Garcia who don't know what buttons to press in you. I know for a fact now, you know, if I was a youth and I was fighting now, Tunde, come, let's go work. Reason why I'm going to say that, because you know, boy, Spence, what are you dealing with, bro? You need to hear them things. What kind of relationship is that you got with these guys? Unless you like authority from certain people. Period. I'm talking the thing. I don't know if man want to be upset or all the rest of it. What Anthony Joshua has amassed is amazing, Tunde. God, yeah, of course it is. God has blown that breeze. Now, what I'm trying to say is this now. God has blown that breeze. The simple things that staring in your face, how come you haven't got them man with you? How comes KD's been in boxing around you from the start, from the get-go? So this youth's had 11 years of experience, 10 years of experience in professional boxing around you. Why wouldn't you just say to him, boy, why don't you just come work in the corner then? Because what was Angel Fernandez's resume before he come working with you?
Let me tell you, sir. Ade.
Man just slide into your DMs and yeah, come, let's go do some pads. I heard the story. And man warned Robert McCracken. Man said to Robert McCracken, rude boy.
You just heard that, yeah.
Right, what are you bringing this man in for? Why are you bringing, right, Richard Proxy just told you. Why are you bringing this man in? He said, nah, yeah, AJ just wants to go lick some pads with him. He's paying him £50 a day to smash him on his hands. And Richard Proxy said to him, this could be the most expensive £50 that you're seeing man spend. And now look, Rob McCracken ain't got no job no more. Rob McCracken's sitting at home right now drinking his tea, shaking his head like, oh, they're stealing from me. But like I said to you, this is what I'm trying to say, is this. Them man have to romanticize and make AJ feel happy within himself to say, yeah, I can work with these man. Because them man are cool. But how are they cool? Go to, all right, you want to test them man there? Say no to Angel Fernandez. Say, Angel Fernandez, I'm not even paying you this time, you know? I'm not paying you.
Big up day though. One. Thank you for the £2. Great watch along yesterday, brothers. Enough respect. And if anyone is wondering where the watch along is, there's a few editing issues. It will be back up within the next 24 hours. They were like, within the first 7 hours, there were like almost 30,000.
Well, there was 30,000 on it. 30,000.
But it will be back up hopefully within the next 24 hours. So if you wonder what that is. SS10, thank you for the £2. Just support the show. Hope all are well. Come on. Anyway, carry on.
So that's what I'm saying. And like I'm saying, when I'm talking this thing, right? I'm talking out of position of love. And if it wasn't for love, AJ would have phoned me on Thursday night. Man phoned me. Me and him was chatting for a hot minute. You know what I mean? They said, you know what, I've got to go do something at work now. I'm going to call you back later. Me and him spoke. We spoke about the importance of this fight. And you know what? That's the best that I've seen AJ box. That's the best I've seen him box. I like his head movement. I like the side to side. And when you go back and watch the fight, he did some really good stuff. But it's just that, yeah, thank you very much, man. Yeah, I have to spit this thing because I'm trying to tell man this straight standard. Going into war ain't no joke. Boxing ain't no joke. Right? Because Tunde can tell you, he knows certain ex-fighters now who are walking on their heels. You know what I mean? We know certain ex-fighters now who retire from boxing and all they do is from their wake up, they're down the pub. Day in, day out. This boxing thing isn't easy. Reason being because men give their lives to this thing. Right? And like I said, when you're seeing somebody of that, you've got to that stage, maybe it's because, don't get twisted, AJ's had to work his ass off for where he's got to. Right? But he's also blessed.
Right. And that's what sorry to tell you. He's improving.
Yeah, he's improving.
36 amateur fights, Olympic gold medalist, 2-time world heavyweight champion, lost against arguably the pound for pound #1 heavyweight in the world in the fight before last night, comes back, trains harder, comes up short again, but it was an improvement, Spencer.
It was an improvement, but Tunde, as much as this is the thing about is this, he didn't come for improvements, he came for a win, Tunde.
Yeah, but sometimes improvement doesn't mean winning.
Yeah, I know that, but he never, like I said again, he never come for improvements. He came for the win, and he was adamant that he was going to win. His mindset and his focus was like, "I'm going to win this fight," and he.
Tyrell Booth said the edited issues are taken out Smelly's tax man talk. Anyway, Quinn,
somebody on there said the real reason early, but I was laughing my head off. But yeah, Queen 40, thank you. I must ask, do you think AJ will be 3 times? Yes, I do. And the reason why world titles are so fragmented right now. We've got 4 world title belts right now. Right? Do I think that AJ is capable of winning one of them? Absolutely yes. Do I think AJ can unify them again? Absolutely yes. Because the standard of boxing right now, the standard of boxing is actually in a regression. And you know why it's in a regression? I'm going to tell you why it's in a regression. Because we are not seeing no more teachers. And then also, when we are seeing guys who come in who believe that they are teachers, I want to know what university, what school did you go to? Who did you learn under? Who was you around for their essence of greatness to rub off on you? So when I go through that and I say, well, who did you learn from? Do you know what I mean? Iron sharpens iron. And those men can't tell you who they learned from. You can come dig up some names back, you train with some Cuba man, rare, and all the rest of it.
Old time Miss Ringside, thank you for the 4th. AJ lost self-belief since losing to Ruiz. He sent a text message yesterday to the Finchley Boxing Club trainer, asked him what he thinks AJ should do. Asked him what he thinks AJ should do. Well, I don't get that. Do you mean AJ sent a text to Finchley Boxing Club trainer, which is Sean Murphy, asking him what he thinks he should do? Or are you saying we should ask the trainer of Finchley Boxing Club to ask AJ what he should do? I don't know. But I kind of think I know what you're talking about. And listen, I guess he's going back to the roots, which is Sean Murphy, the guy that took him through as an amateur, the guy that was instrumental, the guy that's really family to Anthony Joshua. And maybe Sean was in our gym the other week, and I could tell you, he's a real dude, and he will tell Anthony Joshua what he thinks. He would tell him straight from the heart. So, yeah. Another Snapchat there. I saw Alexander Wilson getting him them questions. James Ali Bashir was flown to the UK to meet AJ's team and said he had a low opinion of his team. Boxing's acumen and IQ, and told them that. Well, that's why he never got the job.
That's why he never got the job. Big up Sugar Ray 79. Look at the past and training camps. Lennox Lewis found Emmanuel Stewart, Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury, and Sugar Hill Stewart. Who next for AJ's training camp? AJ comeback.
Stop right there. This is what I don't understand. This is where at some point you got to look within yourself. You left Robert McCracken because you wanted a new change, a new scenery, a new, just a new vibe. That's what was put out there. You got this guy, Angel Fernandez. Angel Fernandez, from what I've read on here, was the one that suggested Robert Garcia. I don't know how true that is because I'm just reading it here. Not everything on here is true. But if what you're saying now is he should now move again, fam, how many? It's okay. So he moves again. He gets a new trainer, and then he loses again. I don't even want to put that in the atmosphere. But then it doesn't go the way he wants it to go again. What? Go to a next trainer, fam? This is why I asked the question. Does there come a point where you have to look within yourself? I think if he looked better than he's ever looked, still got the loss, then maybe he himself said it. He's still inexperienced. He weren't boxing from 5 years old, being a prospect, having all this backing. So he's learning on the job. People can say he's an old man now, 32 years old. He ain't learning, but he is. He obviously is.
That's young.
He's young. He obviously is learning. So it's just a case of jump back on the horse. I heard it in an interview before when he lost the first fight. It's like, bruv, what am I going to do? Cry over it, which is ironic because he did cry over this loss. But he just got back to work and he just got to do the same again. Do extra work. You thought you hit a limit of hard work this time, do more. Because to me, that's what it boils down to. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Old tight Sugar Ray for the comment anyway. Justin T, thank you for the $8.99. He says, from our family, we just want to say thank you too for your knowledge. We learning a lot about boxing, and most importantly, my condolences to Spencer the Knowledge. We appreciate you. Old tight Justin T and the whole family. We're spitting this thing out. Anyway,
when you got somebody like, Rams, big up. Thank you for the £1.79. Would Buddy McGurk be a good fit for AJ? No, I don't think it would be a good.
No, bruv. Again, it's some jump on the hottest trainer of the moment vibe. That's right, what man's
exactly.
Right?
It's just you got to build something. I'd have much preferred if Angel Fernandez. Big up Richard Simpson.
What do Unaman think of this WhatsApp group? What Spencer Oliver was talking about in the Sky interviews about giving tactics and game plan. Again, too much Chiefs, not enough Indians.
Right.
Everybody wants to give advice. That's why you got to keep your circle small.
The simple thing is this, man. Too many cooks spoil the what? So anyway, I'm not really...
Let me tell you something. Right. I'm not going to call the person's name. I'm not going to call them out like that. But a person sent me an interview of I think it was Gareth A. Davis and Spencer Oliver telling AJ it was close. You were right up in there.
I see that.
I'm like, fam, stop lying to the youth. Stop lying to the youth. Just tell the youth the truth. You understand?
That ain't never gonna happen.
Just tell the youth the truth. Or better still, Anthony, just listen to our thing because we're giving you the truth.
All right.
I'm saying you done brilliant. I'm saying you done your best. My views before the fight was as long as he goes out on his shield, as long as he in himself, you give the belts. And that's what happened. He gave his own best, which wasn't enough, unfortunately, which was why the emotion was so mad afterwards. Because he's like, bro, I'm supposed to win this thing. That's how I'm saying. He's like, I'm supposed to win all this work, sacrifice. Me putting my head down. I'm supposed to lose this thing. I box better than him, and that's where it came from. So, all this thing about lying to him and you was in the fight. No, brother. And I don't know who told him. I hope someone told him to go for it in that 9th round. or if it was it, or maybe it was just himself that said, "Char, you know what? Let me just step on the thing." But that was a right move because you almost done it. You understand?
Almost did. Matter of fact, after we finish on here, tonight I'm gonna go watch back the fight again. I'm going in my front room, sit down with my second piece of apple crumble, and I'm gonna watch. Watch the fight. Yeah, that's right.
You and this apple crumble too.
Spencer, you're meant to be fat, you know. And it's amazing. Oh, me, bro. Like I'm saying this here, yeah. I'm just gonna be raw. Rams, big up yourself. Yeah, I mean, all the run-ins. Man has to call Baba Tunde Ajayi to you just changed the thing.
Oh, sorry. Gary,
thank you for the £2, my brother. Thank you so much. But you just took off the thing. Yeah, man has called Baba Tunde Ajayi to unleash the beast that lays within. It's quite simple. You know what? I'm saying even when he's walking to the ring, he looked like beastified, like, right, I'm gonna have it, right? But I didn't see that passion in the corner. I didn't see it. I never see it.
What did I say the day before? My only thing was Robert Garcia. I listened to the interview. Never met the man personally, but I felt his purity. I felt his purity. But I'm like, fam, this is what we're going into. You understand? And I don't want
purity. We want to see something in it, bro.
I don't want no light talking about. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. When you got the real brothers around you, yeah, and I'm not talking about no color thing. When you got people, genuine people around you, yeah, do you know you don't even need to talk? You don't. The man them don't need to talk because everybody can feel the thing. They can feel it. Let me tell USYK, yeah, USYK. This is what I have to just tell AJ about what he said about that thing, and I know that's not from him. That's something what is spread around boxing when he said, "Oh, you know, I'm a 17-stone guy. I'm not built for 12-round distance." No, brother, that's what they tell you.
How many times Lennox used to do 12 rounds?
Bro, that's what they tell you. This is what I'm
I'm going to ask you a question. How many times Lennox used to do 12 rounds, Ton? Then 12 rounds a bag of time.
Listen, AJ, you're built for this thing. You're built for this thing. You just need to keep working. You have achieved more than any one of these men that's criticizing you. You've achieved more than them. None of them haven't achieved what you've achieved. All we're saying is certain areas we feel that you can improve on. You got to really, maybe, I don't know. This is what I'm trying to say. I always tell you about the story, what 50 Cent said to me about Floyd Mayweather. He said to me, in his gym at the time.
One second, I have to talk to a legend. That's what I have to do.
Who's that?
Lennox Lewis.
The one and only Uncle Lennox there. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
What is your assessment of the fight last night? If you don't mind blessing the fighters right with your assessment and the antics that took place afterwards.
Man, listen. All I have to say is, you know, I wish the fights. I wish the belts were able to come back to Britain.
Yes.
Secondly, you know, I watched the fight and, you know, I think a lot of people are going to realize how important a jab is. Your jab is very important. That's like your first weapon. Before you do anything else, go to the body or anything else, you got to establish a jab. And, you know, I didn't really see that happening in the fight. And, you know, it was a little bit disappointing to me. So, you know, I wasn't happy with it. I was disappointed for Anthony. And, you know, I was disappointed in the corner. I didn't understand why would you tell a man he's winning after 3 rounds. I mean, that's crazy to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, you know, there's a lot more to say, but I'm not saying it.
Yes.
Lennox, what I want to know is this, Lennox. What could Joshua do differently if he's going to come back?
Listen, he's gonna have to make a lot of changes. I mean, you know, there's a lot of things he's gonna have to do, and you know, first he has to, you know, sort himself out, because I'm seeing a lot of distress there, and you know, he needs to sort that out first.
Okay. Well, the last undisputed heavyweight champion, which was 19 years ago, Lennox Lewis. Thank you for picking up, bro. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted the people them to air that because they haven't heard your voice on the thing. Everyone's on there just saying big up, bare message we're getting in now. Big up Lennox Lewis. Yeah, I mean, the Lion Art, no guy test.
The original Lion.
Love.
Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, they don't talk out of Noah's mouth again about this thing, yeah?
The fight is right.
Undisputed heavyweight champion in the world.
The last. And they have to come true to the fight is right. Because this is where it's at. Saturday evening, Sunday evening, Friday evening. You can't test. There's no show that can test this. Old type Bobby Wright, I generally think he should go back and say sorry and listen to Lennox Lewis.
And I agree. But you know what? When you've got FU money around you, you can keep a tail man FU. Stefan Pulliam, my brother from another mother. I have to big up this brother, you know. This guy knows how to make money, Tunde. Why is that guy's marketing guy all in the ring and all in the video like he's PD? Ain't gonna get rid of the circus and helping these runners in suits. Why? That's a deep one there, you know. And you know what? Boy, I get it, you know. I absolutely get it, because Richard Poxer said it as well. He said, like, he's got man around him. He said it earlier. He's got man around him that are not archetypal boxing people. They're just nice guys who are doing their thing, but they're not boxing people. So
again, I'm not gonna call her name, but she went to a certain promotional outfit and was looking, you know, a position. Said that she knows a lot of people. She's been in certain parts of the industry, and her affiliation with us. She knows us. She knows others, Coogan, whatever. And they said to her, "You know too much about boxing. We can't employ you. We want people that don't know nothing about boxing in this company." And I'm not even going to call the company name, but this just is just backing up what you're saying.
Yeah.
People who don't really know the sport. You know, obviously people have certain roles. Obviously you expect to see Eddie Hearn up there as the promoter. But maybe the trainer should have been up there. The trainers was all up in the interviews before.
Where were they then? Where were they after?
Where were they in the post-fight?
Yeah, where were they? They weren't even with him, bro.
I never see them.
Exactly. There was Eddie Hearn, and with Eddie Hearn felt the burn. Fight Fan TV, big up yourself. Riddick Bowe, George Foreman, Jess Willer, Primo Carnera, Nikolai Valuev are all heavyweight guys when AJ is talking about he's 18 stone. That is just, the next thing is this. And also, Sonny Liston wasn't no 14 stone heavyweight, right? Okay, let's get that one there proper. When you're talking about Rocky Marciano was them weights there. Rocky Marciano was a 14 stone heavyweight. Yes. But Rocky Marciano clap you, know what time of day it is. I'll tell you that now straight. I want you to know, they let Usyk do all of that little herky-jerky thing. And Rocky Marciano clap my man on the chin, he'll knock it out. I'll tell you that for free. I'll tell you that for free.
Big up, Dado. Thank you for the £2. It's a big question. Who do you think AJ should fight next? Carry on with your
So I like that when he's talking, when AJ was saying, oh, well, I can't, like, it's different. No, and as Tunde said earlier, you have been told that it's different now. And the reason why you've been told that is because you ain't got no teachers around you, bruv.
Come on.
today, you know.
Spencer's on smoke this evening, bro.
Some man can, oh, well, in those days, they could do that. The reason why you can say that and all the rest of it, because you ain't study boxing. I don't care. No, let me tell you the next thing. No man in AJ's camp can't chat to me about history of boxing. Not one of them. Furthermore, let me just tell you this now, yeah? You see this? You see my toe up here? You see this toe?
What's the matter with you?
You see this? Let me tell you this.
I don't want to see the black toe in the thing.
Yeah, I ain't got no black toe. I'm not Nigerian. Let me tell you this now, right? Bro, you get me started now. You get me mad. You get me mad now. I could cut off part of my toenail, and it would know more boxing than all of them man them was around AJ talking about.
Why did you need?
Nah, I'm getting mad now. Son, I'm getting mad now, bro. Let me just tell you this, yeah. Let me
he's having a meltdown, bro.
No, let me tell you this. No. You know why? You know what? Like I said earlier, I'm gonna say it again. You see, in AJ's camp, there's two men that I definitely could put my hand on my heart and say they genuinely care for the youth. And that is Benga and that is KD. All the rest of them man there who's in AJ's camp, you're all battios. I've said it. Right. All of you are battios.
You can't say that, bro. You can't call that.
Bro, let me tell you this now. I've said it. Yeah?
All right. Thank you, Nas A, for the £5. Bro, man said they're eating. Why are you showing man your black 70-year-old toe on the side?
Man's getting mad.
Man showing his toe live to 860 people on the live. Anyway, let's read out these Snapchats.
Man, get me mad.
End up like Amir Khan going through numerous trainers, but not truly bonded with them. You know what? Call me mad, but it wouldn't be a bad shot to go back to Robert McCracken, you know? I'm just saying it. I'm putting it out there. Anyway.
You know what? Tunde, it would be mad if you went back to Robert McCracken. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the energies won't be the same. Let me
read these Snapchats. I hear what you say. I'm going to touch on. Urban Herbs, thank you for the 449. It was hard to see the pain that AJ was in after the fight. He could do much worse than reaching out to you guys, two of the most genuine people in boxing. Thank you, Urban Herbs. Much respect for that comment.
Thank you, Urban Herbs. What herbs are you selling? High grade, bro.
What herbs you selling? What kind of herbs? Illegal herbs. Herbs are the eating of the nation. Old type Mac hotkeys. Carry on with your 50 cent story, Ton. Oh yeah, I will tell you that. I'll finish that because I didn't actually finish saying what I was saying. Old type. Wait there. There's some more, bro. I'm still just thinking about Spencer's dry foot.
Nah, Tunde, you got the dry foot because you got black toenails.
My foot is epic dry. My foot is epic dry. I would never put my foot on TV. Never. It's epic dry. Yeah, I got that from my dad, fam. My socks never come off. I sleep with my socks. That's how dry my foot is. Anyway, wait.
I heard one time you slept without your socks and you scratch up the quilt.
Wait.
All the quilt was rip up, bro. So this was like this, right?
Nah, Spencer. Oh, bro. Wait, Jerry. Would Tunde Spencer consider being AJ's camp moving forward? We are in the camp, bro. I keep telling you, man. We're already there, fam. We're already there. King Vulture, thank you for the $4.99. I'm sorry, but McCracken was his trainer and he didn't ready him for more skilled full fighters. All right, I hear you. I hear that.
When you saying like it wouldn't be bad him going back to Robert McCracken,
yes.
I'm going to tell you why it'd be bad for him going back to Robert McCracken.
But before, let me read out the Snapchats, bro.
Sorry, I didn't know that.
You've done a messed up man's dinner by showing your dry foot. Let me read out the thing, man.
I haven't got the same foot as you, bro.
I swear McCracken got the blame last time. What's going to happen to Angel now? Laugh out loud. And remember when White told AJ, be yourself. The rule came out post-fight. Again, we're going to touch on that. I think that was the last one. So there was an $8.99 that I saw. Did I say that? Yeah, I did say that. All right, Suspense. I think we've just about recovered from your dry foot episode, which Bear Man are going to be posting. Bear Man are going to be clipping that part. But anyway, let's carry on this conversation, which is thriving at the moment. It's really a good conversation. Carry on, Spence. Oh yeah, I will say that 50 Cent, because we was talking about Asia and people just being around. 50 Cent said to me in Las Vegas, at his gym at the time, which was a quick, that gym's definitely not that day. That's when 50 was floating around, had a few fighters, Chad, Dawson, Gamboa. He was managing a few of them with Top Rank and stuff, but it didn't really kick off. But he said to me, when him and Floyd Mayweather were pretending to argue, pretending to beef, he said the reason why you can't talk to Floyd is because it's hard for a man who has more money than you to listen to a man who ain't got that money. So basically, when you become that man who has that, as you called it, the F off money, yeah? I ain't trying to go in the hood and listen to you, man, who's still trying to get out of the hood. But sometimes, as my father always used to say to me, because I was usually like, Dad, where did you get all this wisdom from? He said, listen, the old people in the village are coming with the wisdom that is using in life. So it's not always the people in suits, the educated people. Sometimes it's the people that are back. Your mum, your father can advise you because they know about this thing. They know about the energy and the spiritual and there's a book. No, I don't even want to tell you about my books, but it's feeling, and sometimes people can feel things, and and people that are close to you, connected to you, they will tell you the rules. So, but when a person is affluent, has a lot of money, you start getting certain people around you, and once those people come closer, it's very easy for them to influence you or influence your decisions. So, listen, you do need them because those people have qualified themselves in certain areas which you need in business. But there's certain things I always say, boxing is not complicated. It ain't that complicated. It ain't that complicated. Sometimes we just overcomplicate situations. How much acumen did one need to be in a corner of a 3-round fight and say you're winning the fight? Did you hear Lennox Lewis just come in there and say that's nonsense?
All right then.
That's nonsense. He said he ain't never heard it before. So, sometimes you just give a man free money, as I call it. But anyway, Spence, touching your thing, because as I say, we're all recovering from your toe episode.
Easy. My you're pretty, bro.
Oh yeah, it said skill fighters. Let me roll through this thing. David G got that. Barry Cubs 810 watching. Press that like button, please.
810. Why, bro?
847 now.
Boy, that's powers. Trust me.
I was looking at Shaisty's Insta story here. She said, tune in. She said, this person said, tune in to catch James the Beast Wilson fight. He was the guy that was billing as the next on Shaisty's Insta here. She said, fam, this brother is on Insta doing bare Mike Tyson moves, bare Mike Tyson drills. Not one Mike Tyson drill come out in the fight when he's fighting to be. Bro, he was nonsense, fam. It was rubbish, bro. He didn't even do nothing.
Did he win yesterday?
Win what? To beat him. To beat him, dealt with him, bro. And like, I'm saying, this is why Instagram is a liar. Instagram is a liar. This man is giving you lectures A to Z on Mike Tyson. Head movement. Shaisty's laughing. She's laughing. Bro, what's the matter with this brother? He's there. Bro, you wouldn't actually think it's Mike Tyson. The amount of videos this guy's posted. And then he's got his children running up and down hills, poor kids, running up and down hills with tires on their back. Bro, you're lying to the people, them. You're lying to the people, them. Anyway, Spence, carry on, bro. Because you're in the black book. What's this, brother? Hold on. Yeah. You're blocked.
Yeah, you know I'm in the black book right now. I'm in the black book right now.
You're blocked, mate. There's a brother just talking nonsense. And I'm going to read out your comment before I block you. He said, Was it? Yeah, he spelled my name wrong. He said, Tunde joined at the show as usual. Let Spencer talk. Hear what? You're blocked, sunshine. How you like that one?
We're talking the truth, man. That's too much.
About joining at the show.
Stop blocking. Stop blocking. Stop blocking.
Get out of here, man. About you joining at the show. Get out of here, fool. About you joining at the show. This is my show. Oh, you joining at the show. Come out of the dance, man. Fool. Anyway, Spencer, the guy obviously don't know. The guy obviously don't tune into the show. You can't talk that thing about me. You're off. Get out of here, mate. You're deleted. You're blocked. Anyway, can we get back to this AJ talk? Can we get back to this AJ talk?
Alexander Wilson.
Alexander Wilson.
Oh no! I thought that was an old snap. It was an old snap.
That
was an old snap.
Who does it? Yeah, I asked
Antonio Tava. Antonio Tava. I just got Antonio.
The black book again.
How you doing, Antonio? We're just doing the show. Are you free right now? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm at the house, man, chilling on this beautiful Sunday.
All right, I'm gonna send you a link, man. You need to jump on the show. We need to hear because I heard your breakdown. Your breakdown on the trainers was excellent. You know.
Oh man, not on the show right now.
Come on, man. England needs to hear your voice, bro. We ain't see you.
We need to see your shiny face, brother. We need to see your shiny face. We need to see that shiny face bringing us that rocky energy. Just come on, man. Just splash some water on your face. Drink an espresso and let's hear from the magic man because we got over 1,000 people.
Right. We got 1,000 people on the live right now. They'd love to hear from Antonio Tava, the magic man, former Olympian. That was a great Olympics as well in '96. You know what I mean? Man went on to become the first man to beat Roy Jones convincingly. Qualifications, right? We need to hear your talk. Simple. I'm sending you. Go on.
Do me one favor. We don't really have to talk about Roy Jones.
No. We're talking about AJ. We want to talk about the AJ fight. That's all we want to talk about. That's what the topic is about. All right?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to send you the link right now. Thank you very much, my brother.
Hold on. It's going to be audio, right?
What do you mean? It's audio. It's video audio.
It's video audio, so I got to be seen on the
joint. Gary, can we do it where we take off the camera? If Antonio comes on, can we do it where we can hear his voice? He can be on the show, but we don't see his face. Gary, if that's possible, let's get that cracking.
Yeah, go into your young lady's office. I'm sending you a link right now, Antonio. Thank you very much, my brother.
What time?
Right now, bro. What do you mean, what time? Yeah, right now. What you eating? Yorkshire pudding? What you eating?
All right, man.
All right, cool. Love.
Come on.
I just bad up, man. Say, look, what you doing about, bro? Come on the thing, bro.
Bro, this is the fight is right. Bro, don't play with this thing. I keep telling man, yeah, old type marks. The block thing is real thing. Man treading carefully around Tunde. Like AJ's cronies, bro. Do not
like AJ's cronies, you know, you're taking liberties.
Don't mess about with me because my hand is fire with a block button. My hand's fire. Old type blood clot fury. Another one there. Anyway,
right, so 1 second, yeah, I'm just gonna go get my charger because my thing's running low. My battery's running low. I've just sent it to Antonio Tava.
Yeah, let's read some of these questions. Anyone who have any questions, put them up on the chat, and I'll read them out. Simon Patterson says AJ's next fight has to be Wilder. Wilder loses that, and what a come down. Has the skills to destroy him, but gets hit too easily. I've always said that'd be a good fight because it would literally be who lands first. We all know what happens when Deontay Wilder lands on the chin. It's good night, nurse. Having said that, brother Simon, I am waiting to see the ramifications of those 3 epic fights with Tyson Fury. Cause I don't know if man's gonna be. Cause I'll be honest with you, I love Deontay Wilder, and when I was standing next to him in New York, when at the yard, and the team was supposed to be fighting on the first Tyson Fury card, his aura was next level aura. After every single Tyson Fury fight, I just feel it going down and down and down and down. And after the last fight, to me, the aura is completely gone. I hope I'm wrong. He started to talk a little smoke the other day. I like that. Well, not smoke, but he started to talk with a little energy. So I like that. So really, for me, it's what he's gonna be like after those fights. And then let's get that fight on. I see him Wilder tweet. They tried to lock him in because they knew AJ was gonna lose. So obviously, it was quite clear that they was trying to make the Wilder fight after, but Wilder said, nah, you ain't locking me down and tie me down to no contract. And so we made that public today. So, but that really a good fight. Fight Man says, Uncle Tunde, who do you think wins between Usyk and Fury? Well, you see that question? Me and Spencer was reasoning over this question tonight. And as mad as it sounds, and maybe it doesn't sound mad to some people now. Do you know Usyk has got a serious chance of beating Tyson Fury? I'm just telling it from a neutral standpoint. Because the thing which favors Fury obviously is the size and the boxing IQ. Tyson Fury's boxing IQ is high, very, 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 very high. So that's why it's definitely going to be a competitive fight. Size advantage, it's just going to be competitive. I wouldn't say it's going to be an easy fight. But Usyk has definitely got the tools. Remember, he's been sparring with big men his whole career. He used to spar with Vladimir Klitschko. And from what I hear, he used to play with Vladimir Klitschko. So that's a good fight. But Tyson Fury is a next level character, though. I'm not gonna lie. Tyson Fury is something special, but then so is Usyk. So it's a good fight. I'm gonna go 50-50 on that fight. But I do think Usyk can do it, and so do a few other people. I tell you now, that Viking fella. I tell you now, mate, that Viking fella is gonna give Wilder work. I'll be honest with you. I was in the corner with Derek Chisora when the Viking fought Derek Chisora. Derek got a job that night. He won that fight. We was in, where was we? Finland or somewhere like that. Derek won that. But the thing is that he's a strong guy. He's a strong guy. But Wilder has that kaboom. If Wilder clap you with that kaboom, it's done. It's absolutely done. So we'll see. And again, Hellenius gets hit. So maybe. Tyson would outbox Usyk. How are you going to outbox him? Well, you keep him at the end of the jab and throw that work? You might be right. But I'm sure a man that has been boxing bigger guys for years would have some kind of antidote for the size of Tyson Fury. No one has yet. So we've got to favor Fury in that. And to be honest with you, until you beat Tyson Fury, you're not the number one. I don't care. Because Tyson Fury is the number one. He's the lineal champion. And he's the man that's beat the man. And so it's a fight that has to happen. Fight Fan TV Live says Wilder's got that plantation power and Helena's got clapped out by Gerald Washington. Yeah. So I guess they look at this as a safe matchup. Because man's got the plantation power. That's the real Django power. And if you get clapped with that, it's good night. Off the canvas box, and thank you for the 179. He said, big ups. Should AJ have his next fight in the UK? I think so. But they're always going to go where the money is.
AJ's next fight will be in UK.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm just keeping this thing. What do you mean country? Country
What type,
doing
of opponent, what type of opponent should we be looking at for AJ for his next fight?
To be real, AJ could still fight anyone and run him out of the place, right? But to be real, AJ versus, I would say, Dillian Whyte, I see that as a strong possibility of happening.
Again?
Yeah. See, Sammy Ali said the same thing. I'm going with Dillian Whyte. That's what I'm saying. Dillian Whyte versus AJ.
Why do we need to see that fight again?
But in case of why you don't need, because it sells, it's marketable.
Does it sell? Do you think that fight sells?
Definitely sells. Because we know that the pent-up aggression in the heart of Dillian Whyte for Anthony Joshua, and the fact that Anthony Joshua is going to try and prove to people that he's not actually done, and he'd want to try and use that as a measuring stick to say, like, how quickly could I get rid of this guy in comparison to Tyson Fury? I think that's the fight that we would see. And I think...
wait there, Spence. Magic Man, I think there's a thing. If you don't want your face to be seen, then I think you can block out the camera. If you don't mind...
No, you don't mind.
Wait there. Antonio, I can see you right now. If you don't mind your face being shown on the screen, just nod your head. Just nod your head. You don't mind? Yeah. All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the shiniest face in boxing. The man that is the most articulate brother on this thing. He can break down how you throw a jab, how you position yourself to move over to the side.
You know why? Because he know boxing, Tunde. He know boxing.
He would be a marquee trainer if one of these top guys just approached him. I think they would do well to do that because his analytical eye for the sport of boxing is second to none. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce. What was his name in Rocky? I can't remember what his name in Rocky.
Mason Dixon.
Mason Dixon, aka the Magic Man, Mr. Antonio Shiny Face Tava.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
This man no age, bro. He no age, fam.
Antonio,
yes, sir.
I heard you, like you sent me as well, right? On your clip on your show that you do, you yourself, Roy Jones and Paulie Malignaggi. It's kind of weird because we've got two Magic Men because Paulie Malignaggi is called the Magic Man, but you're the real Magic Man. You know what I mean?
And Manuel Marquez. Let's not forget about
the
Hall of Famer.
Fantastic fighter, right? But when we're looking on this, you put out some pointers where you spoke about the trainers of Anthony Joshua, right? Now, to the UK fans that we got out over here right now, can you elaborate on what you were speaking about the trainers of Anthony Joshua and Anthony Joshua's mindset? Because you broke it down so well. I just said you got to share that. You got to share that one for us.
But I don't really want to. It's not really per se anybody's trainer. Now I'm just looking at the fighter himself and where he's elevated his ability to at this point. And he's only been able to work with a handful of trainers. So those are the only guys we could be speaking of if you're saying, okay, Anthony Joshua. But my thing was I thought he fought better, much better. He was doing some things that he wanted to do in the fight. But again, my thing is just you got to know, what to do, when to do it. And I believe just stylistically, he never really gave himself a real chance to win. That's all. I mean, he fought good the way he fought. I thought he fought as best he could technically, but it just, that wasn't his fight to win that particular fight. I thought he should have, just been a little bit, more aggressive and made it a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you have to put your heart on the line. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, don't let it be a technical fight. Be aggressive to the point where, a fight breaks out in a boxing match and you got to know how to take it there. And I thought that was his best chance to win. You know what I'm saying? But again, he landed some shots, but he never was able to follow up and really, hurt USYK to the point where, he had him in serious trouble. And I think, sometimes you just got to know when to take that chance. It's a risk reward type of thing. And you got to have a knack for that. You know what I'm saying? And but USYK, again, man, he's dominant because he's mentally strong. and he also has you know, a lot of technical ability. And being a smaller guy, he uses that very well. You know, his movement, you know what I'm saying, being able to set those guys up in close, being able to throw combination punches, and those big guys got to know how to just shorten them up rather than loading up. You know, and you know, so that's all it was, man. But again, Anthony Joshua, you know, improved. He did, fought better, split decision. You know, a judge thought that he could have been awarded the decision. So, and again, that video that's running around, that's circulating right now, it shows, you know, Anthony Joshua, you know, being out of character, but I think it could be misinterpreted. You know, Lomachenko was telling him that he fought courageous. You know, he showed his heart. But at the time, he, you know, Anthony was saying, nah, a champion is supposed to win these fights. You know what I'm saying? And he really wasn't being disruptive or showing that, okay, he was a sore loser. That wasn't the case. So I don't want that video to be misinterpreted, because the guy does have character. He really cared. And, you know, at the same time, you know, it's a tough loss, man. It's a tough loss. So I can understand how he could be feeling all of the pressure, you know, throwing down the belts, of course, you know, that's out of character for him, man. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't show well. And I thought that he could have really handled himself a lot better. But again, that mindset, man, it really, that boxing ring really shows a guy true character. You know what I'm saying? And under pressure, under that pressure, that mounting pressure to succeed, it kind of got to him at a little bit. But I mean, like I said, Anthony Joshua still has ability, man. He still has the ability to, you know, go back to the drawing board. I don't think it's over for him. I don't think it's over for him, and we don't know what Usyk's going to do now, if he's going to try to become undisputed, you know, with Tyson Fury coming out, announcing that he's coming out of retirement for that fight. I mean, that'd be something, hey, if any one of those guys win that fight, it'll be something you can hang your hat on. And man, can you imagine Usyk beating Tyson Fury and standing amongst the giants, man, and being two-time, two-division undisputed champion. I mean that feat, and as well as if Tyson Fury become undisputed again, I mean, that would be crazy for both of those guys to just hang their hat off and ride off in the sunset, man. I think that's a fight that boxing really needs.
What would you say Usyk's chances would be going into that fight, being the smaller man up against a guy with equal IQ in Tyson Fury?
Oh man, Tyson Fury, he's a monster to get out of there and beat, man, because of his mindset and his ability, man, for a big guy to utilize his, utilize his feet like he do, position himself, really use his height and reach now. I think Tyson Fury showed in that last Wilder fight that he's gotten a lot better, man. He's gotten a lot better with his timing. You know, he's able to set these guys up now. He's really confident in what he's doing. And you can hear the call out. The call out, you know, was, you know, just shows you just how much, you know, he believed in himself. But, man, you know, I would have to say Tyson Fury will be the favorite going into that fight. He would have to be, because even though Usyk won, you know, twice, he really didn't. I don't think he really showed dominance over Anthony Joshua. He didn't show dominance where he, you know, wrecked him, dropped him, and really got it, you know, really did anything dramatic. So when you look at Tyson Fury, man, the way he finished Wilder, he's like a different animal in there. Like not to say that, but to say that he's a different beast, you know. So Usyk would have to really, man, to shut that type of confidence down, he would really have to go in there and maybe drop him like Cunningham did way back in the day. He would have to drop him like that. And again, we seen him get dropped and get back up. So, you know, I don't know what would happen if that happened. It might be even worse for Usyk, but that's a mountain of a man to beat. And I think Usyk would be the underdog in that fight. But if either one of those guys can pull a victory off, I mean, the winner goes to spoils, man. It would be their era and first ballot Hall of Famer. And we probably haven't seen a dominant heavyweight in a long time if the winner become undisputed from Tyson Fury's side or Usyk's side. They really can say that this was their era and it was no man close. You know, no man close.
Well, you just sold a million pay-per-view buys for that fight with that speech. I'm telling you, Frank Warren right now is doing this. Like, cause the Magic Man just sold the pay-per-view, and we need to.
But that's an easy sell. That's an easy sell, though, bro. That's an easy sell.
Antonio, if you had the opportunity, because I remember I passed over your phone number to Anthony Joshua's camp after the first Usyk fight, saying like maybe you should work with Antonio Tava because he was a good southpaw and he can teach you things, especially just by doing southpaw pads. I've seen the work that you've done with your son. What advice would you give to Anthony Joshua right now, like for his boxing future? Because it seems like obviously you felt a defeat and you're not in the best place. But what advice would you give to Anthony Joshua right now, sir?
Right now, it'd probably be too soon to give him any advice. And I mean, he just came off a tremendous loss. I mean, it's too soon right now to be trying to advise anybody because they're not even gonna hear you. They're not gonna hear you, and it's just really a moot point because I don't want to act like I'm sitting high and looking low at any time, bro. I really wouldn't. You know what I mean? But
what words of encouragement could you give him right now?
Hey, look back at the fight and you know what I'm saying, and understand that, sometime it be a stylistic type of thing, I mean, and so that's really what it is that boils down to, who can be successful, with various styles, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes size, height, reach, and all that makes a difference. But experience, I think, in this case, and that's what it was. I think it was the experience that Usyk had. Just that amateur experience, man, is just, you can't really, measure it. You know what I'm saying? And even though Anthony did win the gold medal, but he really didn't have a lot of experience in boxing on that world stage, international level like Usyk, man. And that pays dividends in boxing, man, because you just really have so many other things you can do in the ring. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of tools, and that amateur pedigree is second to none, man. When you talk about fundamentals and everything that you need in a real fight, when you're talking about survival.
I know we're not touching on Roy Jones. No, Roy Jones is, I think, your co-host on your show now. But in my opinion, you were the only fighter ever to dominate Roy Jones psychologically. Just give us explain to us, because a lot of people were saying for this particular fight between Usyk and AJ, mindset was the most important thing for AJ. Even I said, this isn't really a thing where you're bringing a new trainer over 8 weeks, you change his style. Explain to the Fighters Right listeners how important the psychological side of boxing is, what it means to the sport, to you as particular fighters, and taking that into the ring.
It's very important. I mean, but it has to be developed, you know what I'm saying, over time, but you really have to, you got to have it inside you. You know what I'm saying? It got to be in you. You know what I mean? And a lot of people say a chip on your shoulder. Yeah, sometimes you got to have a chip on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to take things personal. You got to, make it personal so that you can, perform. You know what I'm saying? So other people have a different way of looking at it, but, it's called rising to the occasion, man. And you just have to have something, you just have to have something extra. You know what I'm saying? A extra why, you're doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to dig deep within yourself and find that. And I've just been able to do that, in my career because of my path. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was ever really handed to me. So I felt like I had to go and really get it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that conditioned me, mentally and psychologically, to say, hey, it really didn't matter who I felt wasn't riding with me, I was riding with myself, and you know what I mean. That was more than enough. You know what I'm saying?
Covered. Okay. 2 final questions. What next for Anthony Joshua? First one.
It's whatever he want, man. You know, I really believe he's successful beyond measures. You know, he's really had a hell of a career when you look at earnings and popularity. And
Yes.
man, he can go do anything he want to do. You know what I'm saying? Become a businessman and whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when it comes to boxing, you know, if he feels like it's something else for him to prove or something else for him to gain by fighting, then, you know, set your goals. You know what I mean? Set your goals. Take your time, and when you come back, try to come back a better version of yourself. And I think sometimes, you know, time and, you know, hindsight always, you know, is 2020, and you know, he'll find it within himself if it's something he want to do. But if he rolled off in the sunset right now today, man, he's had an unbelievable career, Hall of Fame career, I believe. And
Yes.
shit, he'll forever be looked at as, you know, one of the big stars in the game in the heavyweight division.
And finally, the nicest sound to a human being is the sound of his own name. What is happening right now and in the future? What has the Magic Man Antonio Tava got planned, got cooking? When's the new hair product coming out? The new bottled water. We want to know what's happening for the Magic Man. I know you've always got something cooking, as I said, whether it's a film, a new fighter you're working with. Tell the fighters right what's happening in your life, brother.
Man, right now, man, I'm working with ProBox TV. It's a global network that we're working with. Me, Manuel Marquez, Paulie, Roy. Now we got Cotto. We brought Cotto on board. You know, me with Gary Jonas, man, we got a platform. You know, it's all boxing, 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's $199 a month. You know, $18 a year. So you can subscribe to ProBoxTV.com. I mean, we got a lot of features on there. Is
that available in the UK as well?
Excuse me?
Is this available in the UK?
Yeah, I believe it is. I believe it is. Global. Yes, sir. Global. So, you know, that's what we're doing. And I'm working with a lot of our young future stars there, man. Najee Lopez. We got the Valier brothers right here from Tampa. So those guys are showing a lot of progress and a lot of, you know, talent. So we're doing one show a month. You can check us out. We do a show from Puerto Rico, and we also do one from Mexico. So it's 3 shows a month, man. So tap in. If you love boxing, our motto is 50-50 fights, man. We want to put these guys, really test these guys. And all, you know, most of this, the guys right now, we're the middle of the road, not right now young contenders, but guys that have, you know, been to the top and trying to find their way back to the top. So, you know, we have a platform for a particular fighter, but our motto is come to fight, man, because, you know, we're not giving nobody no opponents. We looking for those fighters that want to fight, man. So that's what we're at. That's what we're all about at ProBox TV. But also Tarver promotion. I'm promoting fights right now. My next date is October 22nd. You know, we got Junior on board with that as well, man. I'm looking to sign about 5 or 6 fighters that I've identified with, what I believe going to be the next generation of, you know, I believe real fighters that's going to make a difference in this game. You know, and they're going to be under my tutelage. So I'm going to be in the trenches with these fighters, and that's going to be the caveat over here, man. So we're going to show that, you know, we're going to show that it's a way to do this thing. So, you know, look out for Tarver promotion.
God, I have to ask you this question. How important do you feel it is for fighters to deal with fighters? Exactly. I mean, having Cotto, Marquez, Roy Jones, yourself, how important is it for you guys to give back to the sport from a standpoint of individuals that have actually been in the sport?
I think it's important, man, because, you know, the experience, you know, it's like in any sport, you know, and we're trying to really tailor it like that. You know, we're for the fighters, but it's for the fans. You feel me? So we all about the fans, man, and we've been there, and we know how important they are to our sport. So we think that this is a platform that everybody can really support, and we hope that you support us. And we have a great podcast also, man. So we break down everything that's going on in the boxing game. So make sure you get on there and watch the podcast, and you can see all of the past fights, and we can show you the calendar as well. So, we're excited, man, about what we're doing at Pro Box TV and Tarver Promotions.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking to God, man. This brother, it just, you know what? Every boxer should finish their career like Antonio Tava. Faculties in place, money in the bank, living home, educating the young, the old, fighters and non-fighters. The guy, you're a true example to us here in the UK and globally. And I fully back you. I fully back the movement. I continue to support you, myself and Spencer. And much love and appreciation for taking your Sunday out and talking to us, brother.
Thank you, man. Hey, it's a fight over in the UK. You got to check him out. His name is Sense Boy, man. Check him out. I saw this kid. He's an African kid. He came from Ghana, man, but he's over there making noise in the UK. So check him out, Sense Boy, man.
Sense Boy, okay.
We're gonna
look him up right now.
Look him up, man. That's my guy, man. Hey, I saw him 3 years ago training on the dirt, bro. He's gonna be a killer, man. Check him out.
All right.
Yeah.
Enough respect, brother. Enough respect.
Thank you, guys.
The one and only Antonio Magic Man Tava. I'm sorry I disturbed you on your Sunday, but that's how I do.
No problem, dude. No problem. Thank you, my man.
Love, bro. Brother, this show's too big, fam. This show's too big, fam. The Black Book is got more black powers than the Black Book is. Brother, there's too many. Too many in the thing. But
it was like earlier today, he sent me something on Joshua. And he was talking about the trainers and everything else, and on his show that he does, Pro Box TV that he does, and it was so profound. But he sent me that clip, and I was like, yeah. And while I was sitting there, after we just had big Lennox Lewis on, we ain't gonna get no bigger than him.
Lennox, but fam, that man they charge him $199. We should be charging man for this thing here.
Yeah, for real, monthly.
But we don't need to charge you. Because we want your donations to be from your heart. Keep giving the Snapchat, keep supporting, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting. And we're here for you. Bruv, it's big. Continue. Some brother was on there chatting nonsense. I see the people, but I found him, I blocked him. There's always one idiot
this is where you know that the thing is getting too big, because it's bare little troll people that we're getting jumping on there, talking.
Yeah. Trolls, Them little nasty people that come on this thing.
Man, just instant block. But you know what? It's been a plum pleasing pleasure, because look, we're taking up to 2 hour mark now too. I'm grateful for every single person that's been on. I think we kind of touched on the whole thing of Anthony Joshua. And I'm going to end this in closing is this. Do I really believe that Anthony Joshua can come back from this? Yes, I do. Do I believe that Anthony Joshua can win a version of the world title? Yes, I do. Do I believe that Anthony Joshua, because the beginning of Anthony Joshua's career was the whole thing about getting the bag. Getting the bag meaning to become financially secure. He was financially secure 7 years ago, Tunde. Right? But his main thing now, he started to win world titles, he started to pick up belts. Then as he started to pick up belts, he started to look at this thing like, okay, I'm picking up belts. I want to become undisputed. I want to follow in the footsteps of the great men like Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, and Lennox Lewis, because they were his childhood era when growing up. And he saw what these men advanced to in their careers. But the major thing with Anthony Joshua was, I wanted to get the bag. If you go and check out where they say that Anthony Joshua potentially could be worth up to £200 million. It's a mad a lot of money. Right? Last night he earned £35 million for 36 minutes of boxing. So when we're looking at that, the man just earned just under £1,000 per round. Do the maths. So if what was inside of him was to get the bagger to become financially secure, he's done that ages ago. But he still trained his ass off for this fight, and he did. He trained amazingly hard, and he never got the result that he expected. And we saw a man who never got the result deliberately kind of throw his toys out the pram. But the reason why he did it is because he gave so much to this part here, and he believed that he was going to come back victorious. But certain times I think it could have been a bad thing, but on the reels, it was actually a good thing because he's showing you just how passionate he was about this thing.
Yes.
Similarly to when we both was watching, and this is a decade ago now, right? No, not a decade, more than a decade ago, right? When David Haye got beat by Klitschko. And David Haye in the ring, because I remember at that time, because when this is, me and Tunde been in the fight.
Wait there. So that's why you pull out your toe, your dry toe.
Right? Me and
it makes sense like that.
Right? Me and Tunde have been doing you got it right. That was my mistake. Yep. That's 972,000 pounds per minute. That's what Anthony Joshua got last night, right? So me and Tunde have been doing these fight along things from years, for about 20 years. Because every time big fights be on, Tunde be in his house, I'll be in my house, and we're on the phone just talking through the fights. Right? We've been doing it for 20 years. It's now that you guys are getting it now. So what you're getting from Tunde now, I've been getting this for 20 years. Right? What Anthony Joshua has shown us when David Haye had the toe thing on, right? David Haye was looking for, that was David Haye throwing his toys out the pram. But how he threw his toys out the pram was saying, look, I was injured going into the fight. Yes. So, right, that's all it is. So you can never interview a fighter straight after a fight in a ring.
Yeah. That's why they stopped doing the referees. I don't know if it's in all countries, but you can't interview
you can't interview the referees in the UK.
Yeah, you can't do that no more because it's emotional.
Yeah, right. So when we're looking at somebody like Anthony Joshua, right? He's received the bag. Now, is he truly passionate about his paycheck? And the passion, Tunde, comes from him becoming studious about the craft of martial arts that is boxing. And just like the Kung Fu movies, Snake and the Monkey Shadow, even Snake and the Eagle Shadow, which is a bad boy film. You know what I mean? All of the Shaolin movies, you need a master. And what does the master do? The master takes you back to the authenticity of the craft. AJ can come back as far as I'm concerned, but he has to be drawn to the authenticity of the craft and respect the trade. So by doing that, Tunde, you need to have men who are around you who are in the position to be teachers. Not in the position to be business people, not in the position to be Instagram famous, not in the position to be ostentatious, not in the position who want pats on the back. No, who are serious about their craft and let their craft tell the story, because that will elevate them and Anthony Joshua to the next level.
Do you think a lot of that has to do with the aura of the trainer? Because some trainers, Anthony Joshua is an aura in himself. And as you said, to have certain teachers, like I see the way Derek Chisora was talking to Sugar Hill. And Derek's a very intimidating brother as well. And Sugar Hill was looking Derek right in the eyes. So I was saying to myself, this is a man that's worked with big fighters. And so when you're talking to him, he ain't shivering, fam. You understand? And that's how I am, and everyone who knows me, that's how I am. And that's
Don't worry about you. We know about you.
Yeah, so you need someone who's not going to be intimidated. Not, oh, can I take a picture with you at the weigh-in? No, fam. That means when it comes to it. Anyway, I think we've spoken about this enough. The main thing is that you've asked, and I believe answered the questions that we wanted to hear this evening. And the main one being is Anthony Joshua can come back from this, just go back, watch the fight. I mean, someone put on here that he's released a statement. Even for me, that's too soon. You don't need to. That's too soon. Just relax off. You understand? But if you've done it, you've done it now. I have to read out this Snapchat. The last guy, sorry, I didn't even. I mean, I put it up, but I didn't say it. I know he said Usyk had Holyfield. Why didn't AJ bring in Lennox? I don't think Usyk had Holyfield in his camp.
No, Holyfield was on the training bike with him, so he's around him still.
I see him in the hotel on a machine on a bike machine.
He weren't. But they did bring him over though. They brought over Evander Holyfield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Big up Simon Patterson, SGD. I don't know what money that is again, but 14.98, whatever it is, whether how big or small. Thank you very much. He said, "Love you guys." AJ nails Wilder in fashion, like Fury did. Then we are back. He can't go to fight White or Chisora. It's Wilder or nothing. I agree. I don't believe that. I know that I'm trying to take man's food from man's mouth, but I just don't see anything. Let's fight Wilder. Let's have the fight that we haven't had, you know, and that is a Wilder fight. Who else can you think of? Luis Ortiz, even though he has to get through Ruiz. Maybe the winner. No, you don't want to fight Ruiz again. There's nothing in that. So it's either Fury, Wilder. For comeback fights, sorry, I know we're supposed to wrap up, but for comeback fights for AJ, can you mention a few? Any?
I told you, Dylan White. I told you that already.
Oh man, Chuck. No. You need one of them man that like one of them brothers that Otto Wally. Yeah. Otto Wally.
That'd be a good guy for him, you know, because Otto Wallen's a southpaw.
Yeah. Let's touch up. I made a match. Otto Wallin versus Anthony Joshua. See, I'm making matches for man. That's why this is called The Fight Is Right. Alexander Wilson, one of the all-time great lists, who's first on the list is Usyk, Vitali, or Vladimir. Good choice. Well, Usyk is managed by Vitali and Vladimir's company anyway. All great fighters from the Ukraine. Okay, someone said he's apologized. Yeah. Any more Snapchats? Al Kuya said, I don't believe the two trainers is working for AJ. It sounded a bit confusing yesterday because one man was saying one thing, another man was saying another thing, you know, again, and then Anthony was asking the two trainers different, you know, should I do this or what should I like? It's very confusing even for me watching, but listen, some people can handle that. Some people can deal with that. Maybe Joshua Wilder undercard for Usyk Tyson in South Africa. The corner got no passion. Frank should keep the bar away from White if he wants to keep that WBA title. That's a good fight. Dylan White against Daniel Dubois. That is a good fight. Martin Billy Nelson says would beat Usyk and Fury in one night. He might be looking to pay there, mate. But
let me tell you this, yeah. Well, Coley is good though. You know what I mean, he got that very good win against the Olympic gold medalist from France.
Yeah. And he's gone around and sparred everyone, innit? AJ, all of them.
Sparred everybody. But you know what? No one don't know about Coley. So
yeah, and Michael Hunter beat him.
Exactly. So let Billy Nelson shut his mouth, man. little fat Scotsman. Let's have
the AJ versus Miller fight. Let's get that one, the one that did never happen. F.A. Ajagba or Zhang, a good comeback. Or Adam.
Thank you very much, Tony Yoka. That's it. His name. I just forgot his name.
Yeah, Adam Kanaki. That's a good fight as well for AJ.
Yeah, Kanaki comes to rock still. That'd be a good fight.
Those are good fights. Those are good fights for two. If AJ can get two of them fights, and then let's see where we are after that. I think that'd be good. Rumors are okay. So maybe that's what AJ was talking about. He said rumors are Bacoli hurt Usyk in sparring last month with a body shot. Oh, so maybe that's what when
AJ never hurt him last night with no body shot. So it doesn't matter. It's
it don't
semantics.
matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right, Spence. You're absolutely right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone way over time. This is supposed to be an hour show. We've gone on for 2 hours and 10 minutes. We've had the one and only last undisputed heavyweight champion on the show in Lennox Lewis. And we've had the magic man, Mr. Antonio Tava, a great guy, very knowledgeable, got all these faculties, speaks very well, and explains things very well. We had him on the show as well tonight. So the show is growing more and more. We were close to having 1,000 on this evening, which is for a Sunday, is another milestone. We reached 12,000 subscribers. It's just getting bigger and bigger, Spence.
It is getting bigger and bigger, and I'm grateful for every single person that's on the show. I'm so happy that you lot spent your Sunday evening with us. And you know what? I'm actually going to go back and watch back the AJ Usyk fight now again. I'm going to go watch that fight again.
Have they put it on the YouTube channel yet?
Nah. I think that'll come out tomorrow. But, yeah, I mean, but you bought the fight.
Because I've got box office. If I say watch now.
Yeah, well, come on.
Yeah, but what is, there's no forward. You can't forward and rewind it, or you can go backwards. But
well, maybe on you. Get the Q. Well, I've got the Q box in my house. So I'm all right. But yeah, that's how it works. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch that fight. That's what I'm gonna go do now, so I can properly analyze it. And on that note,
yeah, we're gonna end exactly how we started by saying, "Dream it. Believe it, become it."
Come on down. See you guys next week. You might even see me in a week this week coming up, man. Might have some big names to go draw out. Yeah, I mean, but massive respect to TUNDE Ajayi. Massive respect to Antonio Tava. Massive respect to grabbing Lennox Lewis and him just freestyling. No business that, right, let's go talk the thing. That's the power of the black book, because Tunde start calling it the black book's got more power than black magic, and that's the truth. So peace, 2 fingers. I'm out. I'm going to go drink a black coffee.
Come on.